So when even CNN starts sounding fed up with the Democrats, you know it's bad. And Jake Tapper's calling them out. CNN's own polling shows Republicans are gaining ground and union leaders are begging Democrats to end the shutdown. But they still won't listen. Let's get into it. On Tuesday, Jake Tapper pressed a Democrat from New Mexico asking why her party refuses to reopen the government if they are really so worried about families losing SNAP benefits.
Let me be clear. The administration is choosing to starve American children with money that they already have appropriated.
I'm not applauding their tactics.
By the White House. Well, this is a choice by the White House.
This is also, Congresswoman, this is also a choice by Senate Democrats to not vote to open the government. Yes, it is. I understand why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want Medicaid funds restored. They're doing it because they want Obamacare premiums to be extended past the end of the year. I understand the reasoning.
Sir, let me just be clear. The money for contingency plans is sitting there. That is why the states are suing. The White House is withholding funds from
2 to 3 weeks worth of SNAP funds. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it may not be a big deal to you, but let me tell you that for the grandparents, for grandparents that literally are feeding their children,
my point is that it's a short-term solution.
In those accounts,
it's a short-term.
At the end of the day, people need to be able to feed their families, and Saturday is when those funds run out.
If you feel so
and
strongly,
we are fighting
Congresswoman,
to get
why
that
not
funding.
ask the Senate Democrats from New Mexico to vote to open the government?
And she tried to shift blame to the White House. Tapper didn't let it slide. He pushed back hard. And for once, CNN didn't run cover. The exchange got awkward so fast. And the Democrats, they didn't come out looking too hot. Then came CNN's own polling, and it wasn't what they expected. During the shutdown, Republicans' approval actually went up. Take a look.
How has the shutdown seemed to have affected their political standing?
Yeah, you might think, given that the Republicans are in charge of both the House and the Senate, that a government shutdown might actually hurt the Republican brand. But in fact, it hasn't. If anything, it's been helped a little bit. Take a look here, the shift in net popularity versus pre-shutdown. When we're looking at the Republican Party overall, that brand actually up 2 points. That's within the margin of error, but clearly it hasn't dropped. Come over to this side of the screen. Look at the net approval ratings for Republicans in Congress. It's actually up 5 points since pre-shutdown. So what we're seeing here is the Republican brand in Congress has actually improved somewhat compared to where we were pre-shutdown, despite the fact that Republicans control. And that's the math that John Thune and Mike Johnson are looking at is, well, hey, why should we give, an electorally speaking, when our brand has actually improved a little bit?
Now, we say their position is getting better. With whom?
Yeah, okay, with whom? So I think it's two groups that it's so important to keep an eye on. All right, change in the Republican Congress's net approval rating versus pre-shutdown. It's rallying the base for sure. Look at this, the net approval rating up 12 points versus pre-shutdown. But it's not just with the base. It's also with the middle of the electorate. Look at this, among independents. It's up 8 points as well. So we've got a situation here where Republicans with the shutdown are actually rallying their base, but it's also something that's not hurting them with the folks in the middle. If anything, it's helping them with folks in the middle. And this is the type of math that if you're Republicans, you like to see, right? Because something could rally the base but alienate those in the middle, or something could rally those in the middle but alienate the base. But the truth is, we're not seeing that. What we're seeing is the Republican brand has actually gotten better among independents, and it's also gotten better among Republicans as well, that Republican brand when it comes to those in Congress. So again, what's the electoral reason that Republicans would give in at this point?
Hopefully that means people are waking up. And only 58% of Democrats approve of their own party, the lowest in years. And that's straight from CNN's data. And now even their biggest allies are turning on them. The Federal Workers Union, the same groups that fund and endorse the Democrats, are pleading with them to accept a Republican bill to reopen the government.
The whole fiasco need to be resolved. It need to be ended. And people need to do their job, right? And if people are doing their job, guess what? America wouldn't be hungry. Guess what? Federal employees wouldn't be standing in lines to get food. People just need to do their job.
So is your message right now to Democrats in the Senate open to reopen the government and then get back to work? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. I'm saying that the American workforce should be at work providing the services for the American people, and in the process, they should get paid because they're just like the rest of America. 65% of America live from paycheck to paycheck. And when these employees are providing the services for the American people, they should get paid so that they can make sure that single mom that I've talked to over the course of the last few weeks that need to make sure that they have child care taken care of. They need medication, mortgages are due, they need gas to put in their car to go to work. So sure, I'm saying that it needs to be resolved, and it needs to be resolved now.
And it's a clean bill. No hidden agenda, no riders, no strings, just paychecks for the workers and SNAP benefits for the people that need it. And the Democrats said no. And when Politico starts covering Democrats as the problem, that's not just bad optics. That's a crack in the media wall. And this shutdown isn't about money. It's about political theater and Chuck Schumer's career. Democrats don't fight for the people. They fight to keep people dependent on a system that rewards failure. And it punishes independence. And now they're playing games with the same programs they built. And I just think they want the chaos so they can point to the mess and say, look, it happened on Trump's watch, just like last time. Because they're desperate. The party is floundering, no direction, no leader, no plan that actually works. The midterms are coming and the panic is starting to show.
And Democrats, of course, they have their eyes on the midterm elections. Yeah, we have elections 1 week from today, but what Democrats in Congress are mostly focused on are 1 year and 1 week from today from the midterm. So how how are they positioned right now?
Yeah, so, look, the generic congressional ballot, which traditionally Democrats have done really well on, and if you look at this point back when Trump was president the first time around, Democrats are up 11 points. Look at where it is now. Democrats are ahead, but they're actually only up 3 points. This is, in fact, the worst position Democrats have been on in a generic ballot at this point in midterm when there was a Republican president in the last 20 years. And this is no different from pre-shutdown. So Republicans aren't losing on this metric either. They become more popular, and they're actually in a pretty good position for them historically when it comes to the generic congressional ballot.
This is a concerning number for Democrats, would you say, in Congress?
This is a concerning number for Democrats because it's considerably worse than they traditionally do in midterm elections when there's a Republican president.
Harry Etten, thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend.
In the media, they used to protect them. They used to toss them softball questions, and now they're asking things Democrats can't answer. But give it time. They'll try to walk it back. They always do. Because truth makes people uncomfortable, especially the ones who built their careers on hiding it. That's it for today. Like, subscribe, and share. It really does help the channel grow. But remember to stay strong, and as always, keep fighting the good fight. We'll see you next time.